देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं गुरु ब्रह्मा गुरु विष्णु गुरुदेवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। I welcome everyone who are in the temple and who are also online. We are going forward with our study on Shrimad Bhagavad Gita, third chapter, Karma Yoga Nama, Trutiyo Adhyaya. We are going ahead with our study on Shrimad Bhagavad Gita. Why we have to study Shrimad Bhagavad Gita? The war of Kurukshetra happened so many years ago. Why we should be thinking about it? There are thousands of wars which happened in past. We do not think about it. Then why we have to think about the Kurukshetra war? Why we have to remember something which was discussed during the war? The war happened then. Why we have to think about it now? Some people say that thinking about the war and bad things is bad omen. Some people say that there is a belief in so many people that घर में महाभारत नहीं रखना चाहिए. Yeah, you keep Ramayana at home. You do not keep Mahabharata at home. Why? There will be so many quarrels happening. घर में बहुत झगड़े होंगे अगर घर में महाभारत रखा तो. Gita is part of Mahabharata. So will Gita cause lots of problems? There are so many issues, there are so many misnomers, there are so many misunderstandings. And to clear that, we are doing the study of Shrimad Bhagavad Gita. To clear that, to use the scripture, to use the words of God which are told on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. So we are studying Gita to apply. We are studying Gita to apply its principles which are told by the God in our life every day. And that is the purpose of this whole Pravachan. So I will go ahead with our 23rd shloka. I will just rechant and we will recap some of them what we discussed, and then we will go further from that. Yadi yaiham navarteyam jatu karmanyatandritaha mama vartamanu vartante manushya partha sarvashah. In this we were looking at the psychology to be maintained while doing any of our actions in our everyday life. What should be our psychology? What we should be having in our mind to do any action. It may be any action. It may be even taking bath, cleaning the teeth, or going on a job, or working in an office, or even fighting on the battlefield as a warrior, as a military person, or maybe working as a doctor, anywhere. Gita is applicable everywhere and anywhere. What should be our psychology? What should be our mindset? What we should be thinking when we are doing any work? That is important part. The work is important, but what is more important is what we are thinking in our mind. Our psychology to do the action is more important than the action itself. And I always give an example that you see a woman hanging a child upside down and banging on the back of a child. You say that the child is being abused, the child is being, the woman is beating. But then when we come to know that the child has got something stuck in the throat and the woman is beating on the back to take it out, then we say, oh, that is a good action. So action is not the clear-cut indication of what is happening. The intention is important. In our justice, law and justice system also, intentions are given more important part. Nyaya Shastra mein, in the case of justice, the intention behind the action is also considered as a very important part. And then in this sloka, the God is explaining, even though he has nothing to achieve, again he told before in 22nd sloka, he has got nothing to achieve. He has got everything. He is everywhere, he is omnipresent, he is all powerful, and he has got nothing to achieve or gain or aspire. But still he continues to do his work. So it is very important here again that we see that for every of our action, whatever actions we do, all of our actions are having a reason behind it. There is a luring, there is a goal, there is something which is pulling us to do the action. I want to earn more money, and that is why I will study and I will go do the job or business. There is always फल के पीछे भाग कर हमारी एक्शन होती है. We look at the fruit and then to get the fruit, we do our action. That is what is our generally the method, and there is nothing wrong in it. Because as we talked before also, the phalam, the fruit decides the action. Fruit should decide the action, but fruit should not be the cause of the action. That is the important one. Fruit should decide the action. Let us take a simple example. If I have to go to Montreal, then I have to, and I am living in Toronto, I have to go to, I have to take a highway, I have to take a freeway, and I have to go along the direction of Montreal. I have to go westward, I have to go eastward on the highway 401. So, unless I decide that I have to go to Montreal, the phala, I will not be able to direct my car. So, phala is giving a direction. Phala will give a detail of what we have to do in our present and in future actions. But it should not be the cause of the action. That is what is God told. So he is telling that he has got nothing to achieve. God has got nothing to achieve. He has got everything. In fact, he created everything. So he has got nothing to achieve. But still he works. And when does he work? When he gets manifestation. जब अवतार धारण करते हैं तो वो सब काम करते हैं. When the God is manifested, the God is taking avatar, he will do all the actions. वो खाना भी खाएंगे. He will eat, he will sleep, he will dance, he will play, and that is what the avatars are. So we have to understand that when we are also indirectly, when the God is telling in Gita, Mamai Vansho Jivaloke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana, that means what? We are also a ansh of the God. If we are the partial part or ansh of the God, we have to exactly do the same thing. And that is what the God told in this sloka also, Mama Vartamanu Vartante. The people will follow my path. And if it does not keep you in mind, then others will follow in he has to keep it in mind. So even God is telling that his psychology should be to remember that my actions will be followed by other people, and that is why I have to do my actions accordingly. Doesn't it seem very simple even to the human also? In human also, while doing our action, we have to remember what is going to be the next impact. What is going to be the impact? Who is going to take my references? So, in other words, it is meeting, I sometimes kind of give a metaphor, it is meeting the Aham Brahmasmi. I am also a God, and my actions are responsibility. I am responsible for my actions. What I am doing. Mama Vartamanu Vartante, as the father will do, the son will do. For the son, father is a God. He is the ideal to be followed. So even God has to work and behave. This is important. Even God has to work and behave even after being such a powerful, omnipresent, omnivalent, everything. He is there. Even if he has got no gain, any kind of gain, money, fame, power, prestige, health, or social welfare. See, some people will say, I am doing social welfare, I am not doing it for myself. You are still responsible, rather more responsible. The more we are outside, impacting our actions are more outward, the more responsibility is there. So the mindset of the action should not be towards the gain. That is why Mama Vartamanu Vartante. Now the problem is, there is a little diversion here. We will take a little diversion. The problem is that Bhagwan karte kya hai? What does the God do? So we have got our Puranas. We have got Purana. People have written stories. देखा है किसी ने? शंकर भगवान तप करने के लिए गए, किसी ने देखा है? But we have got Purana. The stories are made. They are made to explain the tattva. But what has happened that we have used the stories also for our own sake. हाँ, भगवान क्या करते हैं? भगवान खेलते हैं. हाँ, होली खेलते नंदलाल. So we will also play होली. हाँ, हम भी होली खेलेंगे. In Gujarat, during the time of the birth of Sri Krishna's Janmashtami, what we call as celebration, भगवान क्या करते थे? What was भगवान doing? Gambling. So people do gambling in the name of the Janmashtami, in the name of a celebration of the birth of the Krishna. They do the gambling. Millions of rupees of gambling is done during those days in the name of the God. Bhagwan is Jugtu Ramyu in Gujarati. We say Bhagwan was doing the gambling. What Bhagwan gambled was as a story was that for the Kaliyana to fight with the Kaliyana, he wanted a reason. Kaliyana was not giving any reason. So what he told that I went to Mathura and I did gambling. And what did I put in the gamble? The head of the snake Kaliya. Kaliya Nag ka sir maine jugda mein har gaya main jugar mein. That is what is being told. What we take it as अच्छा तो भगवान जुगार खेलते थे. भगवान was playing जुगार. हम भी जुगार खेलेंगे. We will also do the gambling. भगवान क्या करते थे? Why the Purans are there to do the manushikaran. ईश्वर का manushikaran. That is what the stories are for. Why? Because people can take the tattva, the meaning from it, and follow it. But we write because Purans are written by people, so we write what we like, and we conclude what we like. भगवान जुगार खेलते थे. This is the issue. भगवान धतूरा खा के भांग के नशे में चूर रहते हैं. शंकर भगवान भांग पीते हैं. Lots of issues. Lots of issues. And then people drink intoxicate. क्यों? भगवान भांग पीते थे, हम भी पिएंगे, हम भी धतूरा खाएंगे, हम भी नशा करेंगे. That is not the purpose. That is not the purpose of Quran. That is not what God is doing. God is showing us an example. There should be a clear-cut idea behind it. That is why our ancestors made those stories. So, one of the purpose of the Quran, our life, is to unreveal the real meaning behind it. Unreveal the real meaning behind it. भगवान चोरी करके माखन खाते थे, इसलिए हम भी माखन खिलाएंगे, बच्चों को इकट्ठा करके माखन खिलाएंगे. That is what we do. We do not understand what is makhan. Makhan kya hai? What is the butter? Butter is a cream. Out of all the actions in the society, finally a cream is coming out. The results are coming out, and that result should be focused towards the new generation, the next generation. All the advantages, all the fruits of our actions should be going towards the new generation, the younger generation. घर में मक्खन बन गया, बच्चों को खिला. Anything good, anything we got something good, first take the priority for the kids to have the enjoyment of the fruits. वो है. किशन भगवान ने मक्खन चुराया, क्यों? पहले बच्चों को खिलाओ, राजा को मत दो. Don't pay the tax. Don't pay the tax to the Kansa, who is a bad king. That is what he exemplified. But we say that वो चोरी करते. वो भाग गए, रण छोड़ राय की जय. He ran away from the battlefield. God did so many actions, but we take it in our own way. So mama vartamano vartante is also applicable to us. Smoking habit is not good for future generation. If a father is smoking, that is not good for the next generation, not good for the kids. So similarly, corruption in society. What kind of society we want to give to the people, the next generation? Corruption, addiction, reduction of cultural values, unsafe society. What we want to give? Because mama vartamano vartante, if I am doing corruption, if I am doing something wrong, if I am smoking, I am addicted, my kids will follow. The next generation will follow us. So mama vartamano vartante is not only for the God, it is also for the us. That is why God is telling this. God has got nothing to gain. But he is telling, I am doing my work as per the prescribed duty. Yadi yahyam na varteyam. Jato karma yatandrita. If I don't do my duty correctly, then mama vartamanu vartante, people will follow me. So it is responsibility of every human being here, he has told. It is not only the responsibility of God to behave. It is telling that even a human is supposed to behave in the same way when you are manifested, because we are all body remaining, right? Yeah. We have to remember social media, movies. We must stop anything coming wrong. Some people say, "Hum to अच्छे हैं." I am good and I will not tell anybody else. Why should I tell? मैं अच्छा हूँ तो हाँ, हम अच्छे तो जग अच्छा. That is given with a meaning in behind it. If something is wrong is going on, then we have to stop it. And the acknowledgement and the grace should go to the God. Whatever actions I am having, जो इस भगवान की इच्छा के बगैर कुछ नहीं हिलता. That is where it is told like that. भगवान की इच्छा के बगैर कुछ नहीं हिलता, पत्ता भी नहीं हिलता. अगर हम उठेंगे ही नहीं बेड से तो भगवान आके नहीं उठाएगा और हमें स्नान करवाएगा. We have to get up. कर्म हमारे हाथ में है. So the whole Karma Yoga, the third chapter, is emphasizing on this. There is a for those people who are really interested in intellectual part, it is interesting. भगवान ने हमें बनाया या हमने भगवान को बनाया? Did God created us or we created the God? So the devotees read Purana and they make some the story out of it. भगवान का मानुषीकरण करते हैं. That is why it is also responsible for those who are writers and thinkers. What kind of Puran has to be written? कोई भी पुराण लिख देने से नहीं चलेगा. Every Puran has a meaning behind it. And then we also take the advantage of what is convenient to us. Shankar Bhagwan bhang pite the. Shankar Bhagwan was drinking bhang, so I will drink bhang. Okay, he also drank pure poison. You drink poison. That we don't. So we also take convenient part of it, which is incorrect. That is incorrect. We should be understanding the real meaning, the tattva behind it, and follow the tattva. That is why the Purans are there. That is how the Puran should be explained. What is the real meaning behind it? That is why the prasad is there. You offer something to the God which you like. That is why different prasad is there. Prasad mein modak aaya, Ganpati ka modak. Why Ganpati modak is there? Because if I like modak, my God will also like modak. And that is why I will offer it. The best thing in my life, I will first offer it to the God, the prasad. Bhog jise dharate hai. When we put it in front of the God, it is called as a bhog. And when we get it from the God, it is called as a prasad. That is why there is bhog and prasad. Acknowledgement and grace should go to the God first. And that is why there are different gods with different prasad. Everybody found their own God in different way, and they follow the prasad. Whatever I get is given by you. That should be the meaning, the psychology behind the prasad. Bhagwan to khate nahi hai. We know Bhagwan doesn't take a single laddu. The moment we know that Bhagwan is going to take 5 laddus out of the 10 laddus which we put in the thali, we will not put 10 laddus. Arey, to Bhagwan kahan jata hai? So it is clearly showing the responsibility of each person towards the society. It is showing the responsibility of every individual in the society. Mama Vartamanu Vartate is not limited only to the Bhagwan, that he is, but we have to behave accordingly. Even the most powerful people in the society must behave in a way which exemplify themselves for the next generation. And priority is to the society and the next generation. What will they learn from me? should be the question before doing any action. So what are the actions? What are the actions which we do? Responsibility of a human being. There are personal actions. Health, exercise, keeping clean, protection, protect from injury. This is personal action. But do we do that? Doing business. But what kind of business I am doing? Actors and celebrities are coming in the advertisement of smoking and drinking products. They will say, this is personal, this is my business. But it is impacting the society. People follow. Mama vartamanu vartante. And similarly, there are moral actions. There is actions responsible with the morality. Stealing, injuring others, sangraha. There are so many things. If you list Vedo mein paap ki bahut lambi list hai. What happens that when we do our pujas, the Pandit ji is actually chanting all those slokas, very important slokas. अगर आप इधर काशी में कहीं जाएं और आप पाप निवारण का अगर आप करें तो there is the list of papa is such a long list. Sangraha, gathering beyond what is required, beyond what is needed, is also a papa. One person starts doing it and then every person follows it. That is what happens. And this example is also, the stories, movies is very important. I will take an example of Mexico. I was doing a project in Mexico. I think I have told that before also. I was doing a project in Mexico. So I went over there and the guy with whom I was working, very intelligent guy, very, very intelligent guy. He was an engineer. There are thinkers in every society, even there also in Mexico. He was telling the biggest problem what they have is that they do not have the history. Spaniards killed 99% of people who were there initially in the area of Mexico, which we call Mexico today. They do not have any ideal to follow. India has got long history. At least last 5,000 years of history is known to most extent. हमारे पास में कुछ रेफरेंस के लिए, कुछ आइडियल के लिए, कुछ बनने के लिए हमारे पास में इतिहास है. मैं भगत सिंह बनूंगा, मैं सुभाष चंद्र बोस बनूंगा. I will become सुभाष चंद्र बोस. I will go be like सुभाष चंद्र बोस. I will be like Bhagat Singh. I will be like Saint Tukaram. There are references. In Mexico, they do not have any references. So what happens? They don't have any reference. मैं क्या बनूंगा वो पता ही नहीं है. We do not know. So what happens? Everybody is rushing for what they see. So who is a successful person in life? Who has got maximum money and who has got maximum number of women? Power. So even though Mexico got independence much earlier than India, it has not gone ahead. जिसके पास इतिहास में से कुछ लेने के लिए नहीं है, वो सोसाइटी, वो समाज आगे नहीं बढ़ सकता, क्योंकि उसके पास में कुछ समझने के लिए नहीं है, बच्चों को देने के लिए नहीं है. मम वर्तमानो वर्तन्ते. That is the reason. Important, very important. Mama vartamano vartante. It is not only God, it is for us also. And as a overall, the overall and a big one, it is told. Yeah, there is a sloka. Kalo va karanam ragno raja va kala karanam. The question is that the situation in the country is the reason caused by the king, or the king is caused by the reason. In case of democracy, the king is caused by the society. जैसी सोसाइटी है वैसा किंग बनेगा. अगर करप्ट सोसाइटी है, if the society is corrupt, they will elect a corrupt king. राजा काल का कारण होता है या काल राजा का कारण होता है. Situations causes the king or king causes the situations. The second part in the sloka is iti te sanchayo ma bhut. Iti means last, as a final. Te, you sansayo ma means no. In Sanskrit, ma means no. Sansayo ma bhut, do not have any doubt. What? Raja kalasya karanam. King is the cause of situation. That is showing the leadership. राजा जैसा होगा, यथा राजा तथा प्रजा. In simple Hindi, राजा कालस्य कारणम means यथा राजा तथा प्रजा. जैसा राजा होगा वैसी प्रजा बनेगी. So if the Raja is corrupt, the people will become corrupt. If the king is good, the society will become good. That is showing the importance of leadership. Mama vartamanu vartante. What is that? Leadership. जैसे लीडर काम करेगा लोग उसको फॉलो करेंगे. So this sloka is showing not only what God is telling that He is doing it for as an example for the society, but this sloka is also telling. It is also telling us what we are supposed to be doing in our life, what kind of actions we should be doing and why we should be doing that. Raja kalasya karanam. So who is Raja? We will say, अच्छा Raja मतलब वो politics में जो होता है नहीं. Everybody is a king. In a home, the father is a king, the mother is a queen. जैसा वो behave करेगा. If the father is watching television 3 hours or 4 hours in a day, the kids will sit next to them and have the same habit. If the father is doing exercise, the kids will do exercise. Father will read the book, the kids will read the book. Raja kalasya karanam. So here this definition is not only limited to Raja or the political leaders. It is for everyone, anybody who is Raja. In that situation and to those people, that is Raja. Raja kaal ka karan hai. The king is the cause. He is responsible for the situation. So here in this sloka we understood that we are responsible for our actions. And God is telling even He is working, He is also doing actions with the responsibilities. Let us go to the 24th sloka. He is going ahead to explain this very important part. Utsideyuravehi me loka nakuryam karma chedaham sankarasya chakartasya upahanyami ma praja. Utside means perish. Utside means perish. Ime loka, all this world. The world will perish. How the world will perish? Nakuryam karma chedaham. Chet aham. If I do not do my prescribed duty, karma means prescribed duty. Karma should not be understood only as an action. It has got a bigger meaning than actions. But in English, we have to translate it. So karma is, that is why karma itself is a word. Anyway, so he is telling that Utside, the world would perish if I don't do my prescribed duty. If I cease to perform my prescribed actions, the world would perish. And I would be responsible. Sankarasya chakartam upahanya mima prajaha. Upahanya would destroy the people, the living entities. If I don't do my prescribed duties. In Hindi, हे पार्थ, अगर मैं किसी समय सावधान होकर कर्तव्य कर्म न करूं, कर्तव्य कर्म, remember this word is important, the prescribed duty, तो बड़ी हानि हो जाएगी. It will be very bad. Why? Because मनुष्य सब प्रकार से मेरे मार्ग का अनुसरण करते हैं. Hence, इसलिए सब मनुष्य नष्ट भ्रष्ट हो जाएंगे और मैं शंकर का को और समस्त प्रजा को नष्ट करने वाला बनूंगा. I will be responsible to destroy the peace of human race. There are so many important words here. And Sankar is the most important word here. What is Sankar? What is the meaning of Sankars? So, bigger the person, more is the responsibility. That is what we understood already. But nowadays we see that bigger the person, he thinks that I can do anything. I am not responsible. Nowadays we see it exactly opposite, and that is why the world is, I can cross all the borders, and that is why the world is unhappy. This impacts the society. And remember, human psychology is not dependent on the resources. Let us take an example here. If the psychology of the society has become capitalistic, see, let us take a simple example here. एक आदमी ने चोरी की, one person did some stealing. Why did he do the stealing? Because he was not having any money. गरीब आदमी था, क्या करता, बेचारे ने चोरी कर दी. Yes. गरीब को कुछ नहीं मिला, उसने चोरी की. If a person is got no resources, he will do buy, borrow, steal. उसने चोरी कर दी. So, is he responsible for it? Is he responsible for action? क्या भूखा मर जाता? Will he die hungry? What is the question? And that is why in old justice system, the question was asked to the person who is a provider. समाज में इतने भूखे आदमी क्यों होंगे कि जब चोरियां होगी? So when any chori, when any stealing happens, there are two people responsible. Actually, three people responsible. One is the education system, who is not teaching a person how to live life and not to steal the moral values. So a failure of education system. Then it is failure of the provider system. Providing system is having a problem. You are not giving opportunity of every skilled person. Some people may be more skilled, some people may be less skilled. Every skilled people to earn bread and money, bread and butter for their life. So the second responsibility is with the provider, the economic system of the society. And the third is the law and order system. That you cannot control those 15% of bad people who want to steal and get anything for free. That is what how why I am giving the example, because the psychology in the society is not dependent on the resources. Let us take another example. A more is a complex example actually is about the capitalistic psychology. Sangraha karna. What is capitalistic psychology? Capitalistic psychology is your तुम्हारी जो मजबूरी है, your need, your compulsion is my profit. That is capitalistic psychology. What is capitalism in one word? Your compulsion is my profit. तुम्हें जिसकी जरूरत है वो मेरा मुनाफा है. That is capitalistic. Let us take an example here. So people say, हाँ, capitalistic क्या पैसे वाले लोग होते हैं, और हाँ, people who are rich will become more rich, and they will become more rich. They will try to control the society through the money power. That is what is being told. But why we are taking the example? Remember, the mentality is not dependent on the power, position, or the resources. So let us take this example here, that if there is a railway station, okay, there is a railway station in a village. The train comes in the night at 11 o'clock in night, and somebody gets down at 11 o'clock, 11:30, say very late night, from the train. Now the village is away, the station is away from the village. There is a horse cart, ghoda gadi hai, taxi hai, whatever, ghoda gadi. Let us take the old example. So there is a guy who is a horse cart guy who is taking the people from the station to the village. He is standing there. He is only person there at the night, 11 o'clock. There is nobody there. There is no transportation available to go to the village except that guy. He knows it very well. Now he is finding that there is a family getting down from the train. There are women, there are children, there is luggage. They cannot walk half a mile in this night to reach the village. He is guaranteed no. So what does he do? What does he do? He asks for 3 times the money what he is generally getting. Itni raat hai, it is such a night, these people will not be able to walk, so I can ask the money 3 times more than what I generally charge. Why? Because opportunity. Your compulsion is my opportunity to earn money, is my profit. So he will ask regularly. If he is asking for say 10 rupees or 30 rupees, $10, now he will ask for $30. Ana hai to naturally the family is compelled to pay. This is the psychology. this horse cart guy may be very poor. He may not have enough money even to feed him and his horse. But his psychology is capitalistic. Remember, here when we are talking the example, the people who are going to follow is not follow the materialistic way. It is following the psychology of the people. वो गरीब घोड़े वाला भी घोड़ा गाड़ी वाला भी कैपिटलिस्टिक है, even though he is very poor, he is still a capitalistic guy because his psychology is capitalistic. This is important. A psychology is being referred here, capitalistic psychology. So God's message is clear. It is mainly to aristocratic people, but it is to everyone, applicable to everyone. The ideal is not dependent on the vicinity and references available. That is the word here. Ideal is not ना vicinity. जरूरी नहीं कि हाथ में भी है, फिर भी psychology रहेगी. Now next word is here Sankarta. In this word has come again. In the first chapter also the word Sankarasya. Arjuna is telling, if I am going to kill so many people, the result will be Sankarasya. The Sankar, the society will become Sankar. Here also there is a word Sankar has come again, second time. And the word is not Shankar. Remember, it is not S-H-A. It is S-A, Sankar. And generally in our normal mind, what is Sankar? Sankar means intercaste marriage, interracial marriage, crossbreeding. That is what is expressed, it is what generally understood in Sankar. Sankar मतलब क्या? Crossbreeding, interracial marriage, intercaste marriage. It is defining the chaos in society. Sankar means defining the chaos in the society, not only that crossbreeding or intercaste. When I use the word caste, it is very difficult because it has been so much misrepresented and misexplained that people will hardly understand what it means. So I will keep away from that word. But it is defining the chaos in the society. It is defining the chaos. It is being away from the originality. It is related to doing the actions for which I am not born for. When people are confused in life, in getting no guidance, that is Sankar. What is Sankar? Doing something which is not my skills and with which I am born with. If I am born with a skill, some skill, maybe I am a good businessman internally, or I am a good fighter, I can become a military person, or I am very good in mathematics, or I am very good in painting. If I am very good in painting, but my father will tell me, no, only the computer science people are earning more money, so you must learn computer science. What will happen? I will go with computer science, I will do the computer science work for whole life. And what I will be doing? Either I will take painting as a hobby, and I will always worry in my mind, अरे मैं painting में अच्छा था, मगर मुझे I was good in painting, but I had to do this computer thing. Sankar. That is why there was a Varna Vyavastha. The person knew what he or she has to do is going to work and how to use his creativity in that area and the skills to do that profession. He was not worried about how I will earn my money. See, today, Varna Vyavastha, one of the simple, visible, very visible advantage or disadvantage in nowadays is what we see is what? Every child has to worry about their career. Every child. Even though he is a millionaire child or even though he is a very poor person child. They have to worry about their career. बड़ा होके क्या बनूंगा? बड़ा होके क्या काम करूंगा? What will I do? What will be my profession when I grow up? In Varna Vyavastha, there is no worry. You already got a predefined work. Your bread is secured. Now there is no bread secured. And so what happens? People do the work what they are compelled to do to earn the bread. So their skills and their professions doesn't match. End result is the person is unhappy, but not only that, end result is also that the society doesn't get the best skilled people. I don't know what I will be or what I want to be. We see a huge hue and cry against the Varna Vyavastha, and it is demeaned. But we also follow it indirectly, even indirectly also we follow that. It's not that way, it's not Varna Vyavastha, but we follow that. Every politician wants to make their kid again in the politics. Every industrialist wants to see that their kids are doing more business and making bigger industries. Every actor and actresses in the movies, they want to launch their kids in the movie industry. So we believe in Varna Vyavastha. वैश्य का बेटा वैश्य कैसे हो सकता है, ब्राह्मण का बेटा ब्राह्मण कैसे हो सकता है, इन दैट केस एक्टर का बेटा एक्टर कैसे हो सकता है, पॉलिटिशियन का बेटा पॉलिटिशियन कैसे हो सकता है. We have to see, we have to think about it. We believe in it, but we don't agree to that. That there are skills which comes through the birth, through the previous life. And that is Sankarta. Sankarta means we are not doing our work as per the skills which we are born. We are not doing the work as per the prescribed duties. So it will destroy. What will do? People will die? No, people will live. People will live their life. People will have their own happy life. But it will be like animal. Ahar, Bhaya, Maithunancha, Nindra. It will be living like an animal life. What we see in the society today. See, the end result should be byproduct. The actions should be byproduct. The final result should be byproduct. Working towards a goal and not towards the result. I want to be the best cricketer, and then you may win the prize. But you may not say that, oh, because I want to win the prize, I have become a cricketer. That is what you put first. Working specializations we are given with and we are born with, because God has created us. So what is God's exemplary work is love to all and equality, ekatmata, selflessness and compassion. That is what we should be keeping in mind. It is already 9:30 today, so we will stop over here and we will meet again next Saturday 8:30 to 9:30, and we will go further from 25th sloka. Till then, I wish everyone a very good weekend. We have got lots of programs this weekend. In downtown, there is a Rath Yatra, and there are so many other programs. I hope everybody will enjoy whatever they like to join. And we will meet again next Saturday, 8:30 to 9:30. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kansachanuramadhanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadguru Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Para Brahma Tasmai Sri Guruve